about what we are going to be designing. So a new meditation app is in the market. There are a ton of meditation apps nowadays, but this new app creator has created a meditation app called Serenity. And this app has 1,000 guided meditations and 100 breathing exercises. So it's a vast library of meditations and breathing exercises. The app promises stress reduction and general well-being. So the app is geared towards people who want to reduce their stress, become calmer, etc. And our job is to design a logo for this app. That is what we will be doing in this course, designing a logo based on what the app creators wants. Now, there are some company requirements. Before any graphic designer starts designing a logo, they have to talk to the company about what the company specifically requires. And in this case, the company requires that the logo must have an image. It should have an eye-catching image. The logo must have a tagline included in the logo. Then the logo must prominently display the name of the app. The name of the app, which is very important because people are going to search for that name. When people see that name, it adds to the brand value of the app. So the name of the app must be prominently displayed in the logo. And the logo must be eye-catching and it must reflect the content. The content is 1,000 meditations, 100 breathing exercises, and it promises stress reduction. So we need a tagline first for the app, and we'll let this tagline guide us. So the tagline will be generated based on consumer research. Consumer research says that people are loss averse. So that is how people are. People will try to avoid losses rather than making gains. So if there's an option between making a gain or losing money in a gamble, let's say, then people will choose not to lose money. People are loss averse. They want safe bets. And people tend to buy things that can reduce losses. So if you have an anti-aging cream, people tend to buy that because it's stopping them from aging. So it reduces some loss because aging is a kind of loss. So people are more likely to buy an app that will reduce some problem in their lives rather than an app that will give them some benefits. So most new apps, most new software take care of some problem in people's lives. Or if there's a gap in the sense that there was something missing in people's life, apps and softwares take care of that. If people were nervous, anxious, they could not get a good night's sleep, the app they have designed, the app called Serenity, will probably help people reduce their stress. So let's take an example of this particular app for which the logo will be designed. So people are more likely to buy an app that will reduce stress as compared to making them calm. There's a small difference. You're basically reframing the same thing. An app can reduce stress, an app can make people calm. If people read that an app is going to make them calm, it might not resonate with them. But if people read that an app is going to reduce stress, then in that case, it is likely that people will go for that app because people are loss averse and people tend to buy things that will reduce some losses. And stress is a loss. So here are the possible taglines: a stress-free life and forever calm. There are two taglines that I have come up with for this particular logo design: a stress-free life and forever calm. Based on consumer research, I'm going to go with a stress-free life because stress is a kind of loss. People buy things to avoid losses, to reduce losses, and they want to reduce stress. So I'll go with the tagline, a stress-free life. So now that we have the tagline, let's jump right into Canva and start designing the logo. And we'll do two things. We'll create a logo from a template and we'll create a logo from scratch. Now, once you know how to design an app logo, you'll be able to design YouTube logos, brand logos, different types of logos, logos for services, anything. The process remains the same. So in this course, we are going to design an app logo. Thank you so much. I'll catch you in the next lecture. Hey everyone, welcome to a new lecture in the logo design using artificial intelligence and Canva course. And in today's lecture, we are going to talk about the artificial intelligence part of this course. So why do we need artificial intelligence? Well, sometimes it becomes difficult to come up with new pictures for logos, for YouTube posts, for book covers, etc. Now, unless you are an illustrator, it'll be difficult for you to create bespoke pictures. You'll probably end up using royalty-free images, which does not cut it when you are designing an app for a company or something of that sort. What you need is a bespoke image. And let's say you're not an illustrator, you cannot use Krita or some other software such as that, which is used for creating illustrations. What do? Well, the next option, the next best option is to go for an artificial intelligence based image generator, and the one we will be using is called Bing Image Creator. I'm searching for it, and the first search result is Image Creator from Microsoft Bing. Click on this. Now, this is a great image creator because every day it gives you 100 boosts. A boost essentially allows you to create an image. So if you have 100 boosts, you can create 100 images every day, 100 artificial intelligence generated images every day. Now, how do you access this service? Once you click on the search result, Bing Image Creator, it will first ask you to sign in using your Microsoft account. Now, most people have Microsoft accounts. If you don't have a Microsoft account, create one. It's free. And once you have signed in using your Microsoft account, you will be taken to this particular screen, which has a search bar where you will be searching. And I'll give you some tips and tricks about how you can search better. Now, for the logo we will be designing, the company has asked us to create a logo that has an image in the logo and that is eye-catching. So we need an image that resonates, or rather that fits with the company, the app's services. The app is a meditation app. It promises stress reduction, and it'll give you 1,000 meditations and 100 breathing exercises. So we can either focus on the stress reduction part of the app, or we can focus on the meditation part of the app. Now, I have decided that I'm going to use a bespoke image where a person is meditating, and he's meditating in a very, very nice environment. So what can we do? Let's search for woman meditating up on the mountains. That is the image I have in mind, a woman meditating up on the mountains, because it is proven by statistics that mostly women meditate as compared to men. So most of the people who meditate are women. So based on this statistics, I want a woman's image on the app. So let's click on create and see what the artificial intelligence engine is generating. Now, of course, when I say that only mostly women meditate, does not mean that you're excluding men. Men meditate too. But by statistics, women meditate or are more likely to meditate. So you have 4 images. Now, the problem with these images is that they do not look bespoke. They do not look eye-catching. They are simple images. I like the mountain, for instance, this one. I like the fact that the woman's back is to the camera. I like the mountain. But there's something missing. I want some color. I want something very, very unique. I want something which is very artsy. Very artsy. So woman meditating up on the mountains. Let's change the query. With her back to the camera. Now the trick while using all these image creators is to be as specific as possible. Imagine the scene in your mind, imagine the picture in your mind, and then try to describe it in words. And the image creator will then create its magic. So when I'm thinking of this meditation, I'm thinking of a woman who's sitting on a mountain, her back facing the camera, and I'm thinking of a variety of a swirl of colors that attracts people. So let's specify what sort of art we want. The images that were created look like photographs, but we can specify what sort of art we want. Let's specify digital art. You can specify impressionism, you can specify cubism, you can specify Renaissance art, modern art, anything you want. Let's specify digital art and see what the image creator comes up with. And this takes a little bit of time. So as it is loading, let me show you another service which you can use to create images. It's called Read Image Creator. And this is a service you can use. I don't like using this. There's a reason for that. The Read Image Creator is similar to the Bing Image Creator, Microsoft Bing Image Creator. You have to type in a query and you have to click on generate, and you have to specify the type of art you want. Be specific and then specify the type of art you want. Now the problem with this image generator is that you can generate only 5 images every day. So once you have generated 5 images, you have to wait for the next day to generate 5 more, as compared to Bing Image Creator, which can generate 100 images per day. So I prefer using Bing. Now on Android there are some apps, paid apps. Very few of these apps are free. Paid apps where you can generate unlimited images, and some of the apps are like Imagine. Imagine is one of the apps. I've personally used Imagine, so you can generate unlimited number of images. But if you are using Microsoft Bing Image Creator, rest assured that every day you'll get 100 images, and most people don't need more than 100 images in a day. So let's go back, and as you can see, we have some digital art over here, and this one I like. This one I like a lot. Let's take a closer look at this image. And it looks perfect, so I'm going to download this. And then I'll show you some other functionalities of the Bing Image Creator. So instead of digital art, let's say you want impressionist art. Impressionist art meaning the school of art that belongs to Monet, and other such painters. And it'll take again a little bit of time. And let's just wait it out. Should not be long. And yeah, you have new images over here, and these images belong to the impressionist art. And you can change this to cubism, which is Pablo Picasso's school of art, cubism. Let's see what Bing Image Creator creates. And it should be any second now. And as you can see, you have cubism. You have this particular image, which belongs to the cubism school of art. And I like this too, so I'm going to download this. So we have downloaded 2 images. You get the basic idea about how to use the service. Once again, you have to be very specific. Describe everything. Even if your model in the image is raising a leg, describe that. Write in the search bar, a man practicing Kung Fu and raising his leg, if that is the sort of image you want. Even if he is batting his eyelids, or even if a woman is biting her lips, specify that in the search, so that Bing Image Creator, the artificial intelligence, knows what you are looking for. And finally, at the end, specify which school of art, or rather, which sort of art belonging to which school you want. Cubism, Impressionism, Renaissance art, modern art, digital art, sketch painting, watercolor painting. I'll just show you watercolor painting and then I'll go on to the next lecture. And Bing Image Creator should be able to create a nice watercolor painting with the prompt that we have given it. Again, takes a few seconds, and as you can see, we have watercolors over here. And these images, they're based on your queries and your specific needs and queries. So you are essentially ending up with something that is bespoke, and then you'll be designing the logo and you'll be trademarking the logo, so no one else can use it. So as you can see, there's a watercolor. I don't like watercolor that much, so I'm going to end this lecture right over here. Thank you so much. I'll catch you in the next lecture. Hey everyone, welcome to the logo design using artificial intelligence and Canva course. And in today's lecture, we are going to see how we can access Canva. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to go to Google and search for Canva and hit enter. And the first search result is that for Canva. Now, You can download Canva from the Android App Store, from the iOS App Store, from the Mac App Store, from the Windows App Store, and store it locally on your computer. But for this course, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the web version of Canva. So let's click on the web version of Canva. And as you can see over here, we have been taken to the Canva software page. And what you need to do right now is sign up. You can sign up using Google, using Facebook. You can continue with your email. You can sign up using your email. So basically you got to sign up, and only if you have an account, you can use the free version of Canva. So sign up, and I'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you so much. Hey everyone, welcome to the logo design in Canva using artificial intelligence course. And in today's lecture, I'm going to show you around Canva. So this will be a brief introduction to Canva. So as you can see over here, I'm logged into the web browser-based Canva app, and using this, we can do almost everything. Now, Canva has a pro version called Canva Pro. Canva Pro will give you access to a lot of different templates, more templates than you get access to in the free version. It will also give you access to a library of pictures and videos which you can repurpose and use in whatever you are creating. And it has some other features such as advanced animation and stuff like that. But for most things, Canva free is good enough. It suffices. So in this course, we are going to use the free version of Canva. And what you see on your screens right now is the free version of Canva. So as you can see on the left hand side, you have home projects. So if you click on projects, it will show you what projects you have. Now, I've been designing some projects, so you can see what projects you have over here. Then you have a bunch of templates, tons of templates rather. And you have templates for social media, presentations, videos, print products, and a lot of different other templates. As you can see on the left hand side over here, you have templates for business. You have docs, presentations, whiteboards, business cards. You can make anything that requires graphics using Canva, from logos to book covers to YouTube thumbnails to social media posts. In fact, I have another course where I teach how to use Canva to create book covers, social media posts, and all of these things. Then you have a lot of video templates which you can use, Facebook videos, mobile videos, all sorts of other videos. You have marketing templates, and that is what we will be using. We will be using the templates that are there for designing logos in this course, and that falls under the marketing option over here. So you have education templates, cards, invitations, custom prints, a lot of different templates essentially. And as you can see over here, you have different options right where my cursor is hovering. So you have different options. You can create docs, whiteboards, presentations, social media, videos, print products, websites, and you have some recommended templates right down below where I am. So you can access templates for documents, you can access templates for whiteboards, YouTube thumbnails, YouTube banners, videos, all of these things. So that is essentially how Canva looks. Now what we will be needing is brand logos. So you can use the search bar and search for particular templates that are present in the free version of Canva, and just search for YouTube thumbnails, brand logos, book covers, all of these things, whatever you need. Today we are going to talk about brand logos and how we can design brand logos using artificial intelligence in Canva. So I entered brand logo in the search bar, and I'm going to click on enter, and as you can see, Canva is recommending me a ton of different templates for brand logos. Now some of the templates, like this one, the one over which my cursor is hovering, is a pro template. So you need access to the pro version of Canva to use this template. But other templates, for instance, this one, giggling platers or whatever it's called, this particular template is free to use. So anyone can use this template. And you got to click on customize this template, and this will take you to the Canva design window, which will allow you to customize and change your templates. Now you have a variety of options over here. You have elements over here. So if you want to add, let's say, lines and shapes, graphics, stickers, photos, videos, all of these things, or charts, tables, frames, you can use these options using the elements tab. So if you click on the elements tab, it will give you a ton of different options which will allow you to add graphics, shapes, etc. to your Canva project. Then there's the text option. You can add a text box, you can add brand fronts, you can add a heading, subheading, all of these things. Then you have the brand hub. This is a pro feature, so essentially it comes with brand kits and templates. Then you can upload your own photograph. As you can see, I have 2 photographs over here already uploaded. And then you can draw. So you have a whole set of drawing tools. You can use sketch pens, markers, erasers. So you can draw like this on the canvas, then erase it if you want to, if the drawing is not good enough. So that is what you can do. So essentially this is the entire Canva layout, and it's quite simple. I'll just go back to home. As you can see in the home windows, everything is simple, it's easily accessible, it's not a very complicated software. So in the next lecture we will talk about what we are going to design. So stay tuned. I'll catch you in the next lecture. Hey everyone, welcome to a new lecture on how to design logos using artificial intelligence and Canva. And today I'm going to show you how you can create a logo from a template that is already available on Canva. So we go to Canva search bar and we search for logos, and we have a logo option over here. We click on it and Canva will propose some logo templates, and we have to decide which one we want to use. Now, as you can see over here, there are a lot of templates, but some of them are meant for pro users, people who have taken the pro subscription, but other templates are more or less free. So let's use a template that is free, and this is the one I'm going to use, Moonwalk Minimalist Template. And we'll click on customize this template and we'll wait for Canva to load the logo that we want. Now what I'm going to do first is I'm going to upload the image I created using artificial intelligence, the image of the woman meditating on a mountain with her back facing the camera, and the image is this one. So I'm going to upload this. So I clicked on upload, it's loading, and it has loaded. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this image over here and drag and drop it on the canvas. And now this has become the background image. And now we are going to move around the text boxes a bit. Now, if you remember correctly, one of the stipulations the company had made was that the tagline should be on the logo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a little space at the bottom to include a tagline. So I'm reducing the size, the length and height of the background image. Now what we want to do is we want to change the text over here. Name of the app is Serenity. Now we have included the name of the app and superimposed it on the picture. So now we have the app name, which is Serenity. I'll move around the text boxes a bit to make it look good. But then somehow I'm not happy about the text over here. I want something like a background which will make the text stand out. So I'm going to go to Elements and I'm going to select a rounded square, a square with rounded edges as my background. I'm going to drag it onto the canvas. Now, as you can see, this is gray in color, and we can change the color. Just go to the menu over here, the panel over here, which has an option for different shapes. You can make it square, you can make it circle, you can make it any other shape. I'm going to keep the square with rounded edges, and we can change the color. So the color, in order to suit the background we have, will make it a gradient color, somewhat like this or something lighter, let's say, so that the text stands out. Now I'm going to resize the box, change its dimensions, and I'm going to make it longer. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag the box up top, right over here. As you can see, this makes the text stand out. And I'm going to place the box right in the middle of the picture, because that is where it looks good, according to me. Now you might differ on this, and ultimately you'll be designing logos based on what you learn over here. So I'll let you decide when you start designing logos what to do with text and boxes and stuff like that. My job is to teach you how to use the tools and come up with a nice logo that looks professional. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the text box over here, and I'm going to pull it a bit. Let me pull the text boxes to the side a bit. So I moved the background bar which I made with the gradient color aside, and now I'm going to replace it where it was. And now we have a nice box with the name of the app written on it. Now I don't think I need to change the color. I like the color as it is, but I'm going to show you how you can change the color of the text. Double click on the text. You can make it bold. It's already bold. You can change the color. You can make it, let's say, blue. We'll keep it blue. I like the blue. It suits the general theme of the logo. And this color, I'm going to leave it black. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some effects to the text. So I'll click on effects, and you can add no effects. You can add shadow, which will look like this. And when you add shadow, you can increase the transparency like this by pulling the slider to the right. I'm going to leave it as it is because I'm not going to use shadow for this particular logo. I do not like the effect that much. You can change the direction of the shadow. Then you can use lift, another sort of effect. Then you can use hollow, which makes the text hollow, as you can see over here. You can use splice. You can use outline, which makes the text bold. And I like the outline effect, and because I can increase the thickness of the text, but I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use neon, which is a great effect if you ask me. And I'm going to reduce the intensity a bit. I'm going to go to the nitty part of Serenity, and I'm going to leave the color as black, and I'm going to use neon again, and I'm going to reduce the effect a bit so that it looks more black. So now we have a logo with a background image generated by AI and the name of the app right over here. The name has been broken into two parts. The part SERE is in blue and has the neon effect. The part NITY was black, but after adding the neon effect, it became kind of grayish. Now you can choose any color you want. You can choose any effect you want. Let's see how it will look with another effect. So I'm going to double click on the text here. Then I'm going to go to effects again, and I'm going to make it outline. And I'm going to double click on the nitty part of the text too and make it outline. So you have another effect over here, Serenity, and this looks good too. What I'll do next is I'll increase the font size a bit to, let's say, 30.4, or let me make it 30 because I like whole numbers. Let me make this 32. And I'll go to effects again and increase the thickness of the outline. I've clicked on outline already and increase the thickness of the effect to make nitty look bolder and bigger. And now, as you can see, nitty looks kind of like this, Serenity. I'm going to go to effects again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some neon to it again to show you the difference. But we'll not use neon. Initially, I wanted to use neon because I love the neon effect. But then I decided to use outline because outline fits the theme better. So just keep increasing the thickness. And the color of the text obviously will be black. And now we have a logo, a part of a logo with the name of the app displayed prominently. I have increased the size of the text again, and now it seems symmetric and the name of the app is displayed over here. And now we need to add the tagline. So for the tagline, first I'm going to go to elements and I'm going to choose a square box, just like so. Now you can play around with this, but what I'm going to do to make things easier is I'm going to select the bar or the box we already have over here and copy it. And then I'm going to paste it on the canvas. We have another box right over here, and I'm going to change the dimensions of the box. Then I'm going to go to shape over here. I'm going to click on shape and make this box a square. And then you can increase the length of this box by clicking on the corners and dragging it to the right or left. And you have a box over here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color of this box. And to do that, I'll go to color, and I want this to be a gradient too. And what I want it is to have some shade of yellow and some shade of brown. And this is the one I selected. But on further reflection, I'll choose something that has a blue gradient. Again, as you can see, this has changed. So you can keep changing the color of the gradient. But what matters is, after much experimentation, you have to come up with something that is visually appealing, because a logo is supposed to visually attract whoever is viewing your app in an app store, viewing your YouTube channel in amongst a bunch of search results. You'll have a list, and people don't spend much time going through the list. They just scroll through as fast as possible. So your app needs to be eye-catching, or rather your app's logo needs to be eye-catching, and it should attract people. So I'm going to use the light blue now, and as you can see, it does not match. So what will match the theme? I think something like this may match the theme. So I'm going to leave the color a shade of blue. And I'm going to resize the box, change its dimension so that there's no white space anywhere. And as you can see, now we have a blue bar over here. Then I'm going to click on text, and I'm going to click on add a subheading. Now you can add a text box. As you can see, the text box is small, but you can increase the dimensions of the text box. Or you can add a subheading, which again is a bigger text box. You can add a heading, which again is a bigger text box. I'm going to delete all of this. I'm going to delete the subheading box too. I'm just going to work with the standard text box. I'm going to double click on the text and I'm then going to write the tagline, stress free. Let's make it look a bit better. Let's add a hyphen. So stress free life. That is what the app promises, right? That's the tagline we came up with, a stress free life. And as you can see, it's placed right in the middle. Now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to change the color of the text to black first. You can change it to any color. I'll show you different colors. You can change it to orange, you can change it to yellow, you can change it to light yellow, fluorescent, but I'm going to change it to black and I'm going to bold it, make it bold. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to effects right over here and I'm going to add neon to this. That's the beauty of this effect. And I'm going to increase the effect and then I'm going to increase the font size, reduce it a bit. And now what I'm going to do is, and remember, I increase the font size because the company specifically asked for the tagline to be displayed on the logo. And now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to click on this again, on this text again, and then I'm going to show you how you can rotate the text completely. So you can rotate the text kind of like this, but I'm not going to rotate the text because I'm showing you a simple logo design. There are so many things you can do, but I'm showing you a simple logo design. And to add a final touch, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the box over here. I'm going to click on the colors over here and I'm going to make the color a shade of pink. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a final touch to this. I'm going to click on elements. I'm going to go to the search bar and search for gradients. Now you can search for gradients like that, or you can go scroll down the search or scroll down whatever options you have. As you can see, you have tables, apps, frames, grids. You have audio, video, photos, stickers, lines and shapes. What I'm going to use is I'm going to search for gradients. And that is what I'm going to use. And I'm going to select a nice gradient with the color purple. And I'm going to reduce the dimensions of the gradient. And I'm going to put it in a way so as to place the gradient right over the letter S of Serenity. So Serenity now looks kind of like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little bit of change to the name of the app itself. So I'm going to increase the letter spacing a bit. I'm going to make it 102 to spread out the letters a bit. I'm going to change the letter spacing again by clicking on the spacing option over here in the panel on top. Make it 92 too. Make certain that you're using the same spacing for both. And I'm going to pull the second text box a little bit to the right to maintain the spacing between the two words. And now we have a logo that looks nice. We have catered to what the company had asked for. We have catered to the company's demands, and based on that, we have a logo. And what do we do now? We go to share, we go to download, and we select JPG from the drop down menu, click on download, and the logo is downloading, and download has been completed. And here you see is the logo for your app, or for the Serenity app. So that's all for this lecture. Thank you so much. I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you. Hey folks, welcome back to a new lecture in the logo design using artificial intelligence and Canva course. And today I'm going to show you how to create a logo from scratch. So we are not going to be using a template for this one. So click on Create Design and search for logos. And Canva is going to propose a logo. As you can see, a logo is 500 by 500 pixels. So Canva is going to give you a logo that has the correct dimensions. So click on logo. And as you can see, I've been taken to a blank logo, and we are going to change this logo like we changed the template in the previous video. Click on uploads. As you can see, we have already uploaded the two pictures over here, and I'm going to use the second picture for this particular project. So click on it and drag and drop it on the canvas. Resize it so that it fits the canvas and leave some space below for the tagline. And now we have our own image for the logo. Similar process to be followed. Next, click on shapes. We are going to use a circular shape for this one. Take it up top, change it so that it's smaller, and let's change the color. Let's click on color over here. You can change the shape like I said before in the previous lecture, but I'm going to change the color. And what I'm going to add is a green gradient. Or let's add a blue gradient. Looks good on this one. Click on the shape again. You can change border style. I'm going to make the corners rounder than they were. And let's see if it's right in the middle. I'm going to place the text box right in the middle. Let's change the color a bit again. Let's make it light blue or bluish green if there's an option for that. You can add your brand colors over here. You can use the color palette to add it. Let's go to greenish. Yeah, this looks like just about correct. Let's go back to the blue. Perfect. And this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at some of the graphics and see if we can add a graphic that looks appropriate for this particular app. So I'm going to go see all the graphics and let's see if something looks appropriate for this app. Let's add a rainbow. Let's resize this because rainbows mean positivity. Now you can animate this if you want an animated logo. So you can use all these animations over here: rise, pan, fade, baseline. I'm not creating an animated logo for this, but you should know how to animate. And by clicking on, let's say, pan, you can change the speed, you can change the direction of pan, you can select if you want the animation on enter or on exit or on both. I'm going to remove the animation because I'm just creating a simple still picture logo. And I don't think the rainbow looks good over here. But let's search for something else, some other graphics. No, this looks pathetic. So that is how you design stuff. You have to sometimes try different things and see if it looks good. So there are a bunch of graphics over here you can add. Let's leave the graphics be. I don't want to add any graphics. And you can also add stickers right over here. As you can see, there are different stickers. I'm going to show you how the stickers look. These are animated stuff. So if you're adding stickers, you have to make sure that your logo is essentially a GIF or a video. So that's a video GIF sort of logo. And you have social media stickers, all sorts of different stickers. I'm not going to add any of them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add this particular gradient. And now I'm going to add some text. Click on subheading. Add the name of the app. Perfect. And the S, the Serenity app will be here, and I'm going to move the gradient. I'm going to move the gradient that I added to the center of this round box. I'm going to place Serenity like this, and I'm going to change the shape too. I don't like the circular shape. I'm going to round the corners using the border tool. And then now let's change the color. Let's make the color white. Then let's go to effects. Let's increase the font size a bit by clicking on the plus symbol over here, and let's change the font, and we're going to make it Anton. Let's change the color again and make it deep blue. And now we are going to go to effects, and we are going to add the neon effect. Perfect. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to italicize it, or on second thought, no. And I'm going to remove the gradient that I added, this particular box. It does not look good on this. We have Serenity over here, and then I'm going to go to text again. I'm going to add a subheading, and I'm going to take this text box right down below, resize the image, increase the length of the text box, double click on the text, delete it, and write the tagline, which in this case will be come, or rather a stress free live. Let's highlight this. Let's change the color to suit the theme. Let's make the color blue. Let's make the text bold. Let's increase the font size to 23. Let's change the font. And I'm going to use Archive of Black over here. And then I'm going to go to effects, add the neon effect. And I'm going to add another text box to this one, or rather another shape to the tagline box, so that the tagline is superimposed on that particular box. Let's just copy this and paste it right over here. Makes things easier, much easier. And as you can see now, I have to change the shape and make it a simple square. And you cannot see the text anymore. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move it a bit aside. I'm going to keep the text box over here. Change the color of the text box to a yellow gradient, or rather this sort of a gradient, which suits the theme. And I'm going to copy the text because I cannot seem to bring the layer to the front. I'm going to delete this text box. I'm going to go to text again, the text option, click on add subheading. I'm going to pull this down and I'm going to drag it to the middle right over here. Perfect. So that is aligned. Perfect. Perfect. And I'm going to change the subheading to the one we had designed before. And the effects are gone from this. So I'm going to re-add the effects. I'm going to change the color to blue. And then go to effects, add neon, and then increase the intensity of the effect. Perfect. And we have a logo that we designed from scratch. Now, before I end this lecture, I'm going to demonstrate one last tool, and it's called the layering tool. Now, what this tool allows you to do is it allows you to move elements in your logo or on your canvas back and forth. It can move elements to the back of another element, and it can move elements to the front of another element. For instance, we have the tagline down below. The tagline is in a text box, and beneath that text box is another square shaped box, a solid box with a bluish yellow gradient. Now this box is below the text box, and the text is being displayed over this particular box. But what if we want this box over the text box? So the text is going to be hidden by this box. Now, why would we want to do that? Well, let's say for some bizarre reason you'd want to do that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to ask too many questions, and I'm just going to show you the layering tool. So as you can see over here, this box is below the text box. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the text box upwards. Then I'm going to control click on the text box because I'm using a Mac. You can right click if you're using a window, and then you have this menu, and you have the copy option, you have copy style option, you have paste option, delete, duplicate, layer, align to page. I'm going to use the layer option, and in the layer menu I'm going to select send the text box back. And as you can see, the text has now been moved to the back of this entire picture that we have. This entire picture of the woman meditating. Now I'm going to control click it again, click on layer and select bring it to the front. And the text has been brought to the front. Now I'm going to select the text box again and again select move it backwards or move it back. And as you can see, the text is now beneath this bluish yellow solid box that we have. And how do I move this forward? I select on the bluish yellow box and I go to the text over here. I click on the text as I've done now. I right click again, I select layer and I click on bring it to the front. Now I did all of this just to demonstrate the layering tool to you, and now I'm going to bring this other box to the front too. This square box with the bluish yellow gradient, I'm going to bring this to the front too. And now I'm going to move the picture, the AI generated image, back to where it was. I'm going to move the text box back to where it was. I'm going to move the gradient box too back to where it was. And now I'm going to move the text box back to where it was. So now we have the picture that we had created again is back to how it was. And voila, we have a logo. Now I'm going to click on share. Then I'm going to click on download. I'm going to select JPG from the menu over here and click on download. And the logo is downloading. It's going to take a couple of seconds. It does not take a long time. And it has downloaded. So now you know how to create a logo from scratch using shapes, gradients, AI generated images, text, all of that. So that will be all for this lecture. Thank you so much. Hey everyone, welcome to a new lecture in the logo design using artificial intelligence and Canva course. And today we are going to talk about the final project. So what does the final project entail? Well, you have to create a brand logo from scratch for a food delivery app called Deli. D-E-L-I, Deli, not Delhi. And the company wants the logo to have some image related to food. It wants the name of the app to be displayed on the logo prominently. It wants a tagline to be displayed on the logo. The company wants the logo to be eye-catching but professional. So don't go crazy with all the graphics. So basically what they want is a picture related to food on the logo, a tagline on the logo, and you have to come up with the tagline for a food delivery company. And it wants the logo to be professional. It should be nicely designed, look professional, and not something that looks like abstract art. So basically that's the requirement for the project. So again, company called Deli, which is pronounced as D-E-L-I, Deli. And the image related to food should not be too abstract. So those are the requirements, and you have to design a logo from scratch using artificial intelligence and Canva. And once you're done with the project, upload it to the platform. Thank you so much. Best of luck. It was great teaching you. I will see you in some other course.